You're all winners. Good luck to every one of you. Enjoy your day.
Well, hello and welcome to the 2019 Golden Reel Final. I'm joined by the man who created it all, Phil Briscoe.
Hi Tom.
Phil, what an event. It's in its third year now. We've had two great champions the last 2 years. You must be really pleased with how this event's developing.
Yeah, I am. I mean, you know, look, I've always maintained that the sport needs competitions like this. It needs a boost. People out there need to know that sport like angling is as skillful as tennis, snooker, whatever the sport, and we need to raise the profile, and this is exactly what these sort of competitions do.
Absolutely. I mean, the big sort of headline grabber, if you will, is the £50,000 cheque to the winner. The first year, Stu Fotheringham walked away with that. Last year, it was Andy Power. This year, obviously, Andy Power's in the final, but it looks pretty likely it's going to be a different champion.
Yeah, I mean, look, the field is very, very strong, probably the strongest field from the 3 years that it's been running, and you can't write anybody off, but clearly there's a few favoured areas. Right down here on permanent peg numbers like 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 are good pegs. Any of them could win it. Then you go into the channel, which is going to be strong, but 28, a known flyer. Paul Gibson's on that. He doesn't know the lakes a lot. That might bite him back a little bit. But on peg 30, you've got Andy Morley. Now, Andy Morley from peg 30 won the commercial gold only a couple of weeks ago. Knows the lakes like the back of his hand. Very, very dangerous angler. Then you move round, and we've pegged two pegs in this year that we don't normally put in. Pegs 36 and 38. Permanent pegs 36 and 38. 36 could be very, very dangerous. But let's not forget, you've got 28, 30, the block of 32, 36 and 38 all in the bowl. So although those pegs are historically good, there's a lot of pressure on the bowl. And personally, I don't think it'll be one down there. You know, 30 maybe, but the others I think, maybe. But then you move on to the Burbank, and the out-and-out flyer for me on the Burbank is peg 44, permanent peg 44, which Dan Hall's on. And right next to him on the next peg is Steve Barraclough. Both those pegs will go head to head. Now I've got a bet on Dan Hall.
Yep.
And I've got a bet, believe it or not, on Peter Upperton, who's good on this water, particularly on the meat. And Pete's drawn an end peg. He's drawn peg 62. And this morning it was full of fish. So a lot of activity on the bank while they've been setting up. Seemed to have disappeared. But I think they'll be back down there, and I think it'll be dangerous.
This lake's made more anglers rich than any other lake in commercial fishing history. I mean, since I think it's 2011, it's
made me a lot poorer, I might tell you.
He's paid £50,000 out there to a winner, hasn't he, every year for the last sort of 8 years. And the striking thing about it to me, I think there's only one peg that's won an event twice, isn't there? Other than that, it's been a different peg every single time that's won all of those events.
Yeah, when we first started the big events on here, peg 28 was the peg to draw, and peg 28 won 2 years running. Since then, it's been won on the Burbank, it's been won on the grass bank here. Yep. This grass bank, 2 years running on this grass bank, virtually the same peg, 14 or 16. So, yeah, it's going to be dangerous.
It's going to be very, very interesting. Phil, we'll have a walk round, see how the competitors are before the start, and we'll bring you the action as it happens.
Yeah, same, mate.
Well, I'm here with Andy Bennett, one of the finest, if not the finest, commercial anglers in the country. Andy, a long-time supporter of the Golden Reel competition, and obviously here in your second final, this is it, or your third final?
Third, yeah.
Third final, so you've been in every one up to
Yeah.
now. What do you reckon?
Looks nice, mate. There's a few fish moving about, so yeah, you don't know, do you? Here, anything can happen. You can go from, nothing to coming back late. So, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. Everyone fancied up there yesterday. Doesn't look as good, to be honest. It looks to be a lot of fish where it was won last year in the middle of the lake, but they might push up. Who knows?
It's a really, really difficult one to call, isn't it? In terms of your mindset for winning a big final, I mean, I must just mention that you've won Fishermania this year, haven't you? And won £50,000 cheque already.
Yeah.
What sort of preparation goes into a match like this?
Just making sure you've got all the gear right. I don't overdo it. I just make sure I've got enough of what I need. You can overdo it, complicate things. At the end of the day, I just set everything up, see what happens on the day, see how the fish are responding. If it's windy, you might have to change your match compared to, say, if it's a flat, calm day. So you can't go there with a preconceived idea. You just go, fish your peg, and whatever happens, happens.
Well, it's certainly going to be an interesting match today. Very best of luck, mate.
Cheers, Tom.
Walking away with £50,000, and the runner-up prize, which I think is £3,000. Slack 47,000. Oh, and another fish down the edge for James. And Pete is in the net. It's a good fish. It's £8. Jamie's lost that fish. How big is this thing, folks? What are we guessing? A nice bit. If he lands this, back Freedom Stevens in my lots of fish last time.
£43 on peg 2. Dan Bowen.
£5.7.
Well done, Andy.
That's a section, isn't it? Get some pictures of them pretty fish, not the fishermen.
I'm the best bit about this picture, Dills. Can't deal. We don't want these 2 little ones.
Yeah, put more on.
550 I did there. Just stay there. How is Ralph?
Hey, upgrade.
I said it. I think this man's got a good start in mind.
46.13. 34.9. 45.1.
Martin.
25.1. 25.7.
25.
18. 36, yeah.
I don't know, 60 pounds.
Look about 130. Yeah, I know.
£151 everyone.
36 dead.
It's not now. £6. £6. It's not now. One fish short. See? 39.
If this is your better net, we'll go for that shot with this one. 38.15.
17.
34.11.
Well, needs a lot. It's bits now. Yeah, bits now. Probably about £8 or £9. £16. No, it needs. Unbelievable. Bacon is enough, guys. £11. Pin drop.
£11.10.
Well done, Jamie.
Cheers, mate. Well done, Jamie. Well done, Jamie.
But it was an epic battle between two of the greatest anglers known to mankind, them two. I mean, what a battle. And in the end, one carp, a little carp at that, has separated the two of you. So very, very well done. You know, it was brilliant to watch. For those that have fished around the lake and have struggled, it's just been great having you part of it. And I hope at the end of the day, even if you haven't caught too many fish, that you've enjoyed your day and have been proud to be part of it, as we've been proud to have you here. And I do hope you enter next year and get on with a bit of extra decent weather, etc, etc. Weights will be back to where they were, because you all know the fish were there, you just had to catch them. I'm going to call up the section winners firstly, because each section winner is picking up a cheque for £500, and I'm going to give the medals out to all the competitors after that, followed by third, second and first. So the first section winner from Peg 2 with a weight of £43 and 11 ounces was Dan Bowen. Come up, Dan. be careful going up them steps. I don't want you guys claim or whatever it is. Well done, Dan. Really well done. I've made that out correctly to you, Dan Bowen? Okay. Dan Bowen, everybody! Dan. Next section was won from peg 12 with a weight of 45.14, and it goes to Andy Morley. Hi Andy, here he comes. Hope these steps are up to this. We've had to build up for Jamie Hughes, you know that, don't you? Well done, Andy. Absolutely brilliant. Sorry you worked out for you, mate. There's your medal. Above all else, there's your check. I made it out to Andrew Morley, correct? Yeah. Okay. Andy Morley, everybody! Next section was from peg 16 with a weight of 47.15, and it goes to Steve Barraclough. Here comes our Stevie. Hello, beautiful. How are you? Listen, very well done, Steve. Sorry, it's just so on, mate. There's your medal. And there's your check. Now, I've made it out to Steve. Is that all right for the bank? Okay. Steve Barraclough, everybody! Last section, in what was the most competitive part of the match, was won with £86 4 ounces from peg 20, Jordan Holloway. Well done, Jordan.
Yes, mate. Triple default.
You got there in the end there, didn't you? Did as much as you could do. Yeah. We watched it, brilliant. There's your check, Jordan Holloway, 500. Very well done. Jordan Holloway! So in third place, picking up £2,000 and his bronze medal is Andy May. Go on, Andy. Really well done, mate. I mean, it was nip and tuck. We were watching you all the way through. It was nip and tuck. There's your bronze medal.
Lovely, thank you.
And there's your check for 2,000. I made it out to Andy May. Is that all right?
That's
or do you
fine.
need it, Andrew?
Oh, fine. As long as I don't make it out to my wife, that's fine.
Can't make it out to his wife. Big races. In second place. And this really, really upsets me because I was so looking forward to a wedding. I'm sure it's coming anyway. He's picking up £3,000, which is a bit of a compensator, but there you go. Peter Upperton from peg 24 with 146.11. Come on, Peter. I love you to bits, but well done.
Cheers, Phil.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I thought you got it. You were so close. So
Close enough.
There's your medal, and there's your check.
30 grand, that's not bad.
Yeah. Don't change that to 30 grand.
Yeah, cheers.
Pete Upperton. What can I say about this man? He's a fishing machine. And I don't know what he's won this year, but off 2 major events, my mathematics is correct, he's picked up 110 grand. Ain't bad, is it? Who said there's no sport, no, you know, money in fishing? Of course there is. And it's guys like this guy that is bringing our sport alongside other sporting greats. I mean, he's, you know, he is now a sporting great. What can I say? Come up here and pick up your 50 grand and that lovely gold trophy. Jamie Hughes!
James, 2019 Golden Reel champion. You got a big grin on your face now. How do you feel about it?
I'm very happy, but very cold as well, Phil.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
flipping freezing.
Is that water cold?
Just a little bit,
That's
yeah.
perhaps why they haven't fed so well. But they fed well on your pay.
It's not been too bad, has it?
Listen, this morning, or last night when you made your draw, you weren't happy, were you?
No, of course I wasn't. Of course I wasn't.
Well, I thought all along, you know, you're not going to be out of it down there, but it wasn't the favoured area. And I think Paul Cook came up to you at some point today. You know Paul Cook.
Yeah.
And said, you happy with your draw? And I think you said something like, if it wasn't a big final, I'd
go home. It was. I was in
yeah,
that sort of
that's
mood, didn't
exactly what he said, and he goes
Yeah.
and wins the match. And where I was sat up there, it was an absolute epic of a competition between yourself and Peter Upperton.
Yeah.
Feel for Pete.
Yeah, really. I honestly thought Peter beat me.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought he was just going to sneak it.
But you went, as soon as you went down your edge, what I could see, Peter had been down his edge for most of the match. That obviously were his tactics. To
Yeah, I think
just meet down his edge.
he's got short, Pete. Yeah, he's
Short
scored quite
and
well
down.
on short meat, yeah.
And he was doing really well, and he was well in front of you.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you've gone down your edge, and you've got your first carp, and then it was a steady eddy away on
Yeah.
the carp down your edge. What were you catching on? Dead reds? Or?
No, I fished corn on the hook. I've probably fed 5 pieces of corn every cast in a little tiny cup and a little tiny ball of micros every
So
cup.
you haven't overfed them.
I've fed a pint and a half all day.
Were you getting the tails up? Could you see them?
Not really. I fished a bit deeper, fishing about 2 foot.
Right.
And I find it's really weird. The biggest thing I've learned here is that they don't come from the deeper water, they come from along.
Well,
So
there
you have
you
to
go.
lay your rig in funny and sit and wait. And
There you go. So not only you won the 50k, you've learned something about Larford. So
Yep,
next year we're
finally.
going to find them again. But you know, all I can say is I watched it, and I watched it with Tom Scully, and I'll tell you what, I got Peter in front of you with 5 minutes to go, and then he's hooked one and he's
Yeah.
lost it. And as soon as ever he was playing that fish, you went into one and you landed yours.
Yeah.
And the difference was what, £5
it's been
between you?
that fish, yeah. Yeah, well, with 15 minutes to go, I said to my bank runner Craig, I said, I'd like 2 more. And I managed 2 with 2 minutes left, and I've gone straight in. I've nailed another one, so I've had 3.
Yeah.
And I've landed it with
And that
20
was
seconds
enough.
to go.
That was enough to clinch the title.
That's won me the match.
So what were your tactics when you got to your bank today? What did you think to yourself?
Well, I say I didn't fancy it. It's no secret I didn't fancy it. So I thought I'd fish for 500 quid. And I spoke to you. I said I was going to fish little baits and fish for F1s and whatever else. But when I've got there, I've seen some muggers. So I thought, right, well, an hour's worth of F1 fishing is one of those muggers. So I might as well sit here with like a spanner with a rig in my hand.
Yeah.
And for 3 hours, I've just mugged them.
Yeah.
And then it ticked along. I had 5 fish for probably £30, 25, £30. And then with 2 hours to go, fed the edge, and say 15 minutes, they were on it.
Absolutely brilliant. And may I ask what you intend to do with your 50k?
Not a clue. This one's for the missus.
Is it?
Last one paid the house off. This one's for the missus. She can do what she wants with it.
Well, that's great, isn't it? Well, there you have it. You know, 2019 champion. I'm absolutely delighted because Jamie has said to me on a number of occasions, there's a title I want, and that's Golden Reel. And I know he said he also wanted the match this title. He's got that as well. So in the space of a month, he's netted 110,000 quid, which is pretty remarkable.
It's not too bad for an angler, is it?
It puts you alongside a lot of other sporting greats, and this is what we've always wanted to get across, just how good this sport is, how good this sport can get, and how much money can be won if people get behind it. So it's not just about him winning 50k, it's about us promoting the sport and taking it to the next level. And I, as the organiser, am absolutely delighted that a guy of this man's talent has gone and won it. So well done, Jamie.
Thank you very much, Phil. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.